multiplication using the area model. First, you would need to recognize the factors as the value that they hold. And then we will draw a box. Let's change my pen color. Okay. And when we break the factor 2 and 25 up, we'll do the 20 and the 5. So that's 20 plus 5. And then on this side, you're going to have 10 plus 2. And I'm going to draw out that area. Y'all want to make sure that your area shows a representation of what the number will look like. If it's a big number, if the product is a big number, you want to make sure that your square area represents that number. Okay, so now what we're going to do is cross multiply, just like you would if you was to do it the standard way. So we're going to go 2 times 5 is 10. And then we have 10 times 5 is 50. I'll go across. 2 times 20 is 40. And then 20 times 10 is 200. Now we have our areas marked off. We're going to take each one of those numbers, line them up, and then you're going to add them. And your final product is 300. So notice in the box, this area is 200. And the size of the box actually represents 200, showing that this box is bigger than this box, which is more space. The same as this 50. And this 40 is a little wider, but it's still not as much space as the 50. And the 10 is smaller. You always want to make sure when you draw your area model that your numbers and your shapes really represent the space that is being covered. And the best way to do that is whenever you draw your box, if you are using, say for instance, if we was doing 55 times 14, when you break your numbers apart, you know that this 5 is worth 5 ones, and you know that this 5 is representing 50. So you want to draw or write them as far as from each other as you can, so that when you get ready to make your lines for your area, that the spaces kind of represent what the numbers would be. So this one you will put the 10 here, and then you'll put the 4 down here. So you're going to make sure that this 4 is close enough area to this 5. So I'm going to draw a line here so that all this space represents what's being multiplied by 10. And then I'm going to do a little bit further out for the 5. Now, when you multiply it, these spaces should look just like the number. If the number is big, the space should be bigger. So here we'll go 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 4 is 200. And then 10 times 50 is 500. So just pay attention to like the numbers kind of represents the space that it is covering. This space should be bigger than all the others. Of course, my 200 and my 50 looks almost the same, but you kind of get the picture.